Hello there. Hello, and welcome to another UGS stream. Today it's yours truly, Kaado, the programmer of the UGS team. And as per usual, what
Hello
the
there.
program does. Hello there. Hello. General Kenobi. Yes, indeed. Enjoying that beautiful reference. And so, for today, we are going to continue, well, as the program does, programming. Yes, indeed. And so, we are going to be programming stuff on Droian. Yes, it's a continuation of the Droian series, you know. For those who don't know, us on the Untitled Game Studios have some projects, let's just say. We have, having fun the previous streams, like playing Dungeons and Dragons, having fun with the friends. But as all good things come, well, not to an end. This is a different kind of a good thing, you know. It's always fun to create games, you know, if you like the pain, you know. Making games is not always roses and pinks and great weathers and rainbows and sunshines, you know? Sometimes it's kind of shitty. It's a dark, grim place, you know? As you can see, I'm a dark boy, especially in everything. But, not as dark as our, narrative boy Satan is our dark resident, you know? But talking about our project, so for those who don't know about us and what we do, we are kinda a studio. We are a studio or a studio wannabe? Well, something of sorts. We like to make games. Let's just say that. So we are Untitled Game Studios. We like to make games and we like to make retro-inspired games. Yeah, we are a studio, not officially. Soon, TM. Yes, indeed. And so we have, 3 games in development. And those who are available are in alpha. So we have Red Run, which is an alpha available on itch.io. You can download and play it for free. Yeah, all alphas are for free. It's just to test if the idea works, you know. It's made on Unity, by the way. So for those who want to know. We also have, well, this, before I introduce the other games, well, Hellrun is currently on pause. We don't have plans to, future, maybe, we don't know. But for now it's on pause, and which is on pause as well is Eksauria. But it's planned to be continued. It was too big of a game, you know, because Eksauria was actually our first planned game. Let me just disable the sound in here before I blow your ears. One day I will be back for my spooky baby Red Run. One day, yes indeed. It will stay in there while we finish Droian and finish Eksauria, and who knows? Maybe we get back on Red Run, maybe we start another idea. Well, we are always having ideas, you know. But well, Eksauria, it was a RPG, you know, great start, because when, well, Marketing Girl wasn't on the team when we started making Eksauria. It was actually a university project for our degree, you know, our master's degree. And, we kind of counted ourselves, we are 3. So what we are gonna do? An RPG. And so, well, we made a very crude alpha on JavaScript using the P5 library. And calling it an alpha, well, it's something. Let's just say that, you know? You can move around, you can, you know, do stuff, there's combat and whatever, you know, RPG, and you can level up the heavy attack, quick attack, and potions and wherever, you know? There's a lot of things. Of course, this is not the current state of Eksauria because we have actually done something else. Yes, indeed, for those who have followed us on previous streams and, you know, have an interest in seeing previous developments, we also have a YouTube channel. We don't stream. We stream on Twitch, but we also upload VODs for YouTube, you know? What is this? Well, it's on Edge, whatever. I don't use this browser anyway. But let me see if I can show you some of the older videos of Eksauria somewhere down here, you know, because it's always nice to remember. This is Droian on Unity. We will come back for that. So let's just see. There's Blasphemous. We haven't played the second one. The second one has been released, right? Something for me to play, you know? Maybe on this weekend. Well, let us see. So, Programmer Godot Eksauria. There we go. There we go. And so, I have closed the other page. Let me just reopen it. Just so you can have a comparison, you know? God damn it. Don't sound this. There you go. Let's just mute that. We don't need to hear about sound. So, we just have one enemy. There's another in there, but this doesn't have multiple enemy combats. And, you know, the game has upgraded
Let's just
a
see.
lot. Let's just mute this dude because he has a funny accent, you know. And search for some gameplay in here. Can you show some gameplay? Yeah, there you go. Something around in here. So as you can see, the graphics has upgraded substantially, you know. The graphics, you know, have increased in quality. There's a lot more animations, and Scarlet is looking mighty, as I can say. Well, you just ignore these bugs that's been fixed in future streams. You can, you know, go on YouTube and see them if you feel like it. But as you can see, there's been an upgrade in things. Well, there's still the quick attack and heavy attack, but there's multiple enemies, you know, and you can select the enemy you want to hit, and there's also multiple Eksaurias as well, because there's elements in this game. It's kinda rock paper scissors mechanic, but using elements, you know. So for example, if you want to fight against fire, you might use a water, in this case an ice weapon. If you want to fight an ice weapon, you may want to use wind, earth, the green one. I already don't remember the correct lore for the thing. It's kinda greenish, which use the earth elements, you know, to power it. And well, am I mistaken? Because there's lightning, there's ice, there's fire, and there's earth. And they are kinda strong against one, and weak against the other, and neutral to the other. So lightning is strong against ice and weak against earth. And then earth is strong against lightning and weak against fire. And then fire is strong against earth and weak against ice, and ice is strong against lightning and weak. No. Ice is weak against lightning and strong against fire. There you go. Brain tries to remember stuff. But well, as you can see, it's way prettier than this in here, you know. It's evolving. Something stays the same. Maybe it will change. Well, future. As we like to say in here, soon TM. But we are not here today for showing past things. We are here today to show you, you know, a game that we have been developed because, you know, we have been developing Eksauria since 2018? 19? Well, it's been a long while and we will love to release a game. And so we choose to make a quick, in quotes, you know, as in quick, already in 2 years in development, which is Droian. And we start developing Droian on Unity. There's some streams around in here. Somewhere. This is me doing stuff that's not related to this. And there's Droian. There you go. Made in Unity. But then, you know, some stuff happened in Unity. It has been fixed, though, so, you know, you might search for some Unity scandal, and it's not a scandal, it's just bad CEO decisions, let's just say that. They have backtracked that, still they implemented new royalties, but it's more on the developer side and not on their side to, you know, decide the royalty type that we choose, although we still have that royalty to pay, even though if we need to, well, it's similar to Unreal Engine, but you have still to pay that stupid thing for Unity Pro and whatever. So we have the old monetization system and on top of a new monetization system that is similar to Unreal. And apart from breaking and trust issues and emotional damage, you know, because using Unity sometimes gives you that, we decided to, you know, abandon this engine altogether, even though it's still a great engine. It's still a great engine. Unity is still strong. You know, we have decided to go with the other engine that we love as well, you know. One that has royalty free, is way faster to, you know, open and compile code and whatever. And sometimes, well, I was about to say less bugs, but actually, you know, Godot still has some bugs, some issues, and some stuff to be polished. But, you know, it's way faster than Unity, opening and compiling and testing games and whatnot. I don't have to use Visual Studio. I can just use this. Although I could use any other IDE faster than Visual Studio, but, you know, it's an habit for using the thing that installs with Unity, you know? Don't forget to hydrate as well. And so this, well, this is kind of using something very, very similar to Python. But this is not Python. This is Gdscript, or Godot script, or whatever you wanna call it. This is the programming language made specifically for Godot. And you can use that to, you know, program the game and whatnot. and that was what I have shows. There is a reason though. I could use C# and try to, do something like the code structure from the Droian that I have developed previously and ported to Godot, but I was already using Gdscript on the Eksauria project, and so we kinda unite, we kinda choose and standardize our studio for now on Godot, because right now we have Godot for Eksauria and Godot for Droian, and hopefully it stays Godot for other things for the future, But before that we have still Eksauria to finish, and obviously Droian to finish. And so we are going to do some fun things today, which involve animations. So we have our little boy in here, I.A.N. He goes around, he jumps, he double jumps, he hovers, he does stuff. But he doesn't animate, which is something that we want to change. I still haven't programmed the freaking coyote jump, so it's still very hard to jump on walls and things. There's still things to do. But let's just move on. So, the sprites that we have in here, it's in characters, player I.A.N, and as we can see, there is a I.A.N sprite sheet. This sprite sheet we can basically, well, let's just open I.A.N and the animated thing just to appear in here. And as you can see, there's stuff in here. And we should do autoplay on load, just to see this idle. And if I remember well, the idle is just these two sprites. There you go. So if I click on this just to check on this, let's just play. Just look at it, This is the idle. Should I increase it to 2 frames? Maybe not. Maybe 1 frame is enough, We don't need a ton of things going on. So let's just check him, There you go. Good boy. Good boy. He's idling, and he is idling mirrored as well, which is nice. Wait, you did want to use those other sprites of him looking to the side? I don't understand that. The sprites of him looking to the sides are movement, if I believe correctly. Or is that looking to the side animation separate from idle? These ones? I believe these are movement, if I'm not mistaken. Well, let's just open this on this thing and open the spreadsheet. So this is what I have in the project. Let me see. Separate. No, the movement are below. Second row is movement. Top row are standing still animations. So I have this, and I have this, and I have this movement, and I have a jump, and I have wall, something, dying, hovering up, hovering down, hovering to the left, hovering to the left and depleted, hovering being depleted, down being depleted, right? So let me see. Second row is movement, top row are standing still animation. So this may be okay. We'll need to do something like a timer. So if he stays still for just like 5 seconds or so, he just defaults to this one. Otherwise he moves and he defaults to this. Alright. Jumping on third row. There you go, it is jump, as expected. Wall and damage share the fourth row, so this is walls. Doesn't matter. We could just make it mirror. Because if you are... maybe not, because you can be clicking to the right and having a wall on your left. So this kind of makes sense, being two sprites, so we can use them. This is taking damage. That's quite a thing. Doesn't matter. This is dying. Overing up. But you don't over up, that's the thing. Unless this is to make some kind of jump. Well, let's just, go with what we have. No, it's not over up, it's over jump. Over jump being first and idle? I mean, doesn't matter, really. I can use this for jump, although doing these things while he jumps doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, yeah. It's fine. I can work with this. I can recognize if you'd like. Yeah, I will work with this, and then if I add something, I can just, nudge you in here and ask you stuff. But I believe I have enough stuff to work with. So let's just get back to here. We start with these ones. This is just idle. Now, I need another. This animation should be auto-load. No, the idle is auto-load. This is just the next one. Idle after or idle move with. Let's just say that. It's this one. Characters, player in, there you go. And now we should adjust vertical for, I believe, 8. Yes, indeed. There's horizontal 4. There you go. Size, I believe it's well, and so add frames. Wait. They are the same thing? I don't understand. So one frame. Yep, they are switching and they are the same. Have I done something wrong, or they are actually the same thing? I think they are the same. Hydrate and posture, check. So let's just hydrate. There you go. I did the wrong thing. The eyes was supposed to be dotting up and down, and the same was when he is looking on the side. So yeah. So probably a duplicated frame, but saved the previous one. Well, stuff to be fixed later. It doesn't matter. What matters is in here. Don't worry. If you then fix the thing and then go to push and then I replace the sprites, it should be fixed. So don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. I will use this too, and if I re-import this sprite sheet, it maybe do this change automatically, and you know, we don't have to worry. So we have idle, idle moved, and we'll have another which is moving. I just move, you know. And the move will be, it doesn't save the things, kinda annoying. I don't know if it needs to be this far. Yeah, it can be this far, and let's just increase the thing. So the animation is just on the wheels, doesn't matter. It's fine, just fine. Now, what is next? There's the movement. Jump, it's kinda... what can I say about the jump? Because jump has states. The jump has states, it doesn't loop, so I believe it doesn't matter. Or does it? I think it doesn't, so let's just use this for. I can make the loops if needed later, so don't worry. Let's just do that. And for now I'm going to call jump. So what I was trying to say, it's the 4 stages of jump. So when you are programming a jump, jump sometimes has different values on jump strength, you know, and it is very difficult to sync that with the animation and the values itself on the physics engine. So what people do is dividing the jump animation into 4 states. So you have the initial state, which is the pre-jump. So we are like doing the initial steps, which is getting down like to jump up, you know. Then you have the going up. You can kind of trick it, you know, to do the initial jump and having it an upwards movement, you know. So you can just mix this one with this one, for example. Then you have the transition between the apex of the jump. So you start to go to do the jump, and then you go up, and then when you reach the apex, the top of the jump, and when you start to fall, there is a transition between going up and starts going down. This is the apex of the jump, transition between going up and going down, and then we are falling, which is the third. And then after the falling animation, we have landing, and the landing can be transition between this and this. But you know, for now I'm gonna leave this Let's just make it 10 as well. Yeah, something like that. Now, movement. Why didn't nobody remember me? There's something missing in this stream. 40 minutes in going. Well, 35 minutes, half an hour. Realistically. And no one has remembered me to play the freaking music. Obviously, there was something missing in the freaking start of this stream. It couldn't be an UGS stream without, you know, flaws. Totally planned, by the way, of course. So to stay in brand. Let's just play my... well, it's not my music, it's music that I have bought the rights to play it on stream. So no copyright strikes or shenanigans like that. There you go. Let's just check with the stream if the sound volumes are well and so loud. So there's people complaining it's too loud. So yeah. Earth here. Sorry about that. So let's just test that, maybe just a little bit lower. There you go. Maybe like that. It tests out our ear health. There you go. Can you hear? Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's good. Fantastic. Well, I know what's happening. It probably is because I'm not wearing my headphones. I'm using the in-ear things. Because my headphones, you know, I have just showered before the stream and I didn't want my headphones to get wet. Because I have, you know, my hair was washed and it's kinda humid, you know, after shower. Well, thanks. And this freaking it's not earbuds, it's not buds, it's these in-ear phones things. So it's not headphones, it's just phones, it's just those earplug things that we have that come from free on older phones, you know, or on older smartphones. And you know, it does the job. It does the job, but the sound it doesn't compare. I need to blast this thing to the max to hear something, you know? Well, it is what it is. Wave your wet hair around, shake it off. Where that will be cool, but my hair it's small. If it was big and mighty like the Satan hair, or even or Hoxie Strawberry, our marketing girl as well. If it was that big, yes, I will even do an headbang like those metal heads, you know. But hey, it's drying, naturally drying, because I don't use air dryers, you know. I don't catch colds by that, so doesn't really matter. What matters is the volume is all okay. I at least hope that. And I hope you enjoy the music as well. It's, you know, hinged tune. It's in theme with the game that we are making. How natural. There you go. Yes, indeed. So where we were. Yes, animations. So we have just implemented the jump. Now we have the wall slide. So let's just make wall slide left. And so I don't know if this has changed from the previous Godot, but this Godot doesn't save the settings previously inputted, which is starts to become annoying. Let's just say that. So this is the left wall, side left, so it's the left one. What can I say? This with a different name. So left wall. There you go. And then I just create another. Right wall. On this right wall we have the right wall. There you go. This stupid thing is starting to annoying me. A wall to the left and a wall to the right. Now, more things. Damage. So, damage. And the damage. Add frames. Now, in here we can do fun stuff. I believe we have thought about some things about making the player flash or something like that. So, empty. And I want to move it, so let's just, can I duplicate or copy or something, or I need to do it the same? I wanted to select a multiple one, but oh, well, doesn't matter. Okay, there's a problem in here. I need another empty. There you go. And this should be fixed. Let's use 5 to 10. Not this is too fast. Or maybe not this. Maybe okay, I'm going to do something different. So stay with me. What I wanted to do is the invisible thing from getting damage, but I'm going to do a different thing, because damage is represented with this animation, but the blinking thing is going to be represented by immunity. What I mean by that? So I'm thinking about implementing a mechanic that gives immunity for a very short moment after the player gets damaged. So it's typical, you know, platformer mechanics. So if you get damage, you start blinking, you know, visible. Doesn't matter for this thing, you know, because I don't. Well, there is. Let's just try and think. So think from the start. So yes, is nice. Some iframes, I like it. get knocked back as well. So yes, that was the thing that I was trying to think about knockback and all that crap, because let's face it, it's stuff that it's going to give me an headache. But there you go. And what do I mean about that? So let's just say we are in here and we hit a player in here or an enemy or wherever. There is the knockback, right? But for example, if we are hit by a missile, we are not, or maybe we are not hit back, who knows. But the thing is, if I'm just close to the wall and I get knocked back, so I have to apply physics to give the knockback. But the thing is, movement in here, it's applied by physics, I believe. There's velocity, there you go. So I apply velocity in a move on slide, and you know, there is the velocity on the move toward for this place with a specific velocity. So yeah, stuff, you know. So where we were in here, player animated things. So yeah, there is knockback, there is the damage animation that's going to play on knockback, and knockback disables the player controller, so it shows the knockback at the same time as this damage animation. And then it goes again for idle or moving or whatever the player decides to do, and in that small fraction of time, let's just say it's idle moving or moving to the left, like moving, you know. While the player is moving, the sprite will be flashing on, turning on and off, like this, you know, which is basically the indicator that the player is immune to damage at that time. So this is to just save the player in case he's constantly hitting an enemy, you know, he's in touch with, for example, the boss will be huge compared to I.A.N, and if I.A.N is touching the boss, just to not make I.A.N get just constantly frame by frame damage, he is going to have some immunity, and for a specific time that we are going to set, he is going to be immune to damage. And then when that time ends, the visibility flash will stop, making sure it's visible, and then the I.A.N can receive damage again. Now there is, for example, there's acid floors, so let's just I.A.N touch the acid floor, then it starts getting damage, you know. Although the acid floors, it's something that, and the back of the cow, so there's acid floors, back of the cow gives damage as well, but doesn't give knockback. There you go. But it gives damage. So maybe in acid floors and back of the cows I don't show the damage animation, so I don't show this, but I apply the damage and immediately do this. And if the player stays on top of the cow or the acid floors, it keeps giving damage, and it keeps, you know, showing this thing, which is turning on and off the invulnerability. It's basically invulnerable to everything. Yes, I like it. There you go. I was thinking about, instead of this thing, making shading, you know, like going between gray, just so we don't lose sight of the pixels, but I still don't know how to mess around with textures and filters and whatnot. Well, I have done that for Eksauria to apply the Eksauria material, the swords, so I could apply the different elements which are represented by different colors. But I haven't done anything more than that. Maybe I can mess around with this, you know, maybe. There you go. Fantastic, I have discovered it right away. So I can make it maybe like flick like that, you know? And maybe that's what I'm going to do, you know? There's modulate, self-modulate, it's the same thing. And so I maybe do that. I maybe just do that, you know? There you go. So there is the blinking of the player, and the player doesn't stop seeing it. But yeah, so I think the blinking would be more in tune with the Game Boy aesthetic. Yes, indeed. But let's just say you are moving and you are not seeing the precise pixel where the character is, you know, because that's important as well. And I could use but either way would look cool. Yes, well, we could actually try both of them and see which one is better, you know? Whichever way your heart desires. Well, you can test both and see if the one or the other are cooler, you know? The better one is, it will be the one that we are going to choose. But that's, well, we haven't talked about the poor future Kaado, so there you go. It's a problem for future him, you know? Future Kaado can deal with that. For now, let's just focus on the freaking animations because, you know, we are getting slow in it. Let's just try and do it faster. So, that. Death animations. There you go. There is the death animation, not that. There you go. Death animation. Let's just make this 6. Yep, that's fine. And then I could add other sprites of it going. No, it's going to stay white because of the infected I.A.Ns. Maybe pick the one that will give future Kaado cry less. They are kinda the same. Changing the visibility, flashing the visibility and changing the modulate RGB values, it's going to be the same work. Don't worry, it's basically the same crap. It's just an extra line that I can comment and uncomment the other just to see which one is better. So, there is the death animation, overing. So I have hover, jump over, or over jump, and over move. So let's just say hover, hoover. It's hover with 1 O or 2 O's. Let's just hover. It's overcraft written with this. 1. There you go. So it's just hover. There you go, I'm learning English. So hover will use only these ones. Let's just see if they are the same. Well, the flames aren't, so great. Now, I'm going to create another one and over move. Let's just do that. So over move, we'll use the movement. It's 8. Thank you very much. There you go. More. Over. And this is jump. And this can be also used for the double jump, if we so desire. Hoover them girl! Isn't Hoover vacuum thing or... like, because I have searched Hoover and it does the vacuum thing, but I believe it's also a name of a person. Isn't it? Or it's just a vacuum cleaner brand or something. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure I have seen people call it Hoover. And that's what I thought the Overcraft was. Someone called it Hoover who created that thing. That was... I associated that, but... well, I was mistaken. Or maybe it was true, who knows, I don't know, I don't want to go search for that because I'm going to sidetrack. Controlled sidetracking my guy. There you go, see? See, that's right. Always, it's my brain wanting to learn new things and pushing me away from the boring work of game development. Because yes, game development can be boring as well. Because as you can see, I'm just doing repetitive stuff. So, in this case it's just over, low, let's just call it that. That's fine. Or let's just say that. Low over. Just so it stays in the same place. And so there you go. It's this one. Low over. Jump. Which is this one. And low over and what are the ones? So this is move, right? Yes, move. Let's just, for consistency, check if we are using the move. There you go. Exactly. So I have the low over jump, and low over move. So let's just apply those. And move. This one. Exactly. There you go. So let's make sure there's the damage. Dying. There's the over, jumping. Maybe I should. Well, it doesn't matter. It goes up. Then there's that. And there's that. The idle is working as well. There is the jump. Left. Well, the walls I'm going to change them so they stay on the same place. So I want the walls to stay together. So wall left and wall right. There you go. There's movement. And you may be asking, you kidding me? Game development is a non-stop party. Yay! Party around! Well, that's selling the dream. So let's be honest, it's selling the dream of making video games. Everybody knows that. Well, only 10% of developing a game is making the game, and then 90% it's polishing and grinding and doing boring stuff like debugging and well, you know. The only fun thing of the game is starting and having the ideas. Working on those grinding ideas, well, it's grinding work. It's work. It's basically work. So yeah. It's good work. It's fun work. It's better than most works out there. It's still work. So, we have movement. Movement all around. I believe we have implemented every single animation thing that we could do. Now let's just see. I believe we don't have the stick on the wall. Yep, we don't have any friction to stick our player on the wall. So maybe I don't implement the wall things just now, because I'm probably going to implement a wall stick mechanic and then apply those animations. But for now, we have the idle, and I'm going to apply the movement, because as you can see we don't have anything in here. So let's just do that. Now it's coding time. Player controller, and let's just search for it. So we have the can jump, doesn't matter. The physics process, there you go. This is the place we want to be. There is the process delta, which is going to do the things, reading the inputs and whatnot. And after handling the inputs, then it goes to the physics process and it's going to see, so add gravity, doesn't matter. Well, it matters, but not for what we are doing just now. What it matters is, it's on wall, it's just to jump on the wall. But you know what, we can also apply the stick thing. But then if we mirror, we are not sticking anymore. Well, let's just ignore this for now. And let's just see, get input direction and on movement, deceleration. Yeah, this is the movement part. There you go, there you go, there you go. So let's just do that. So in here we are flipping the animation, the animation sprite, which is fine. What I also want to do is run the animation, which I have forgot how to do. So Google time. Let's just search for the animation player and whatnot. Let's just see how this one change the animation in code. So there you go, we have the animated sprite 2D, which is placed in here, and then we have the when input is pressed, then it plays that animation. So yeah, I was remembering it right. So it's play, and then we just select what we want to do, which is basically move. So I don't want this in here. So if direction has something, because you know, if there's movement, then the movement, let me just confirm if this is actually what I want. I have velocity x, there is some velocity. If there is no input, then move towards velocity x, 0 speed. I'm kinda confused. But well, I guess it doesn't matter. So I applied movement and then update the animation. And the animation is in here, so there is the move and there you go. Else, if it doesn't move, he idles. Idle moveth. There you go. Let's just test it. Alright, I'm running backwards. I'm running backwards. Excuse me, sir. That's not fun. I.A.N moonwalk, yes indeed. And the bugs begin. So let's just do a quick and dirty fix, you know. And let's pretend this is not going to give problems for us in the future, which is going to give problems for us in the future. But let's just pretend we, you know, it's fine. It's working fine. The player is seeing it's working fine. So when we start the thing, it starts in this state because it's constantly entering this thing in here. Because it's not moving. And if it's not moving, it should go to the idle moved state. Then in here I should apply a timer and check if the timer is above a threshold, then it moves to the default one, to looking at the camera. So before I just go ahead with that, why not do the timer for the idle timer? So let's just do that. Where shall I put that, by the way? Of course I have Hoover with two O's in here. Everywhere. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. You know, doing the right thing. Just pretend we didn't see that. There you go. We didn't see that. Future Kaado can fix spelling mistakes, you know? So, what we want? We want var idle let's just think on a better name. So animation and underscore idle, or better, timer underscore idle underscore animation. It'll be equal to 5, cause why not? But this is going to be constantly changing, so maybe I should do differently. Should I always make a min max thing just because? Yeah. So it's going to be 5.0, so it registers as a float, and then the idle animation will be equals to this. There you go. There we have our timer. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now let's just apply this timer, shall we? Now we are going to have an if and timer idle animation plus timer idle animation max. It's bigger than delta. If that is the case, I want the idle. Just the idle. Because if this timer is bigger than this, then there you go. If this plus this, I believe it's always going to be higher. So I'm doing something wrong in here. Because I'm going to always update this by the delta. Right, so the moment I stop, the timer starts. So I should put the timer in here. And update the thing in here. And so I'm going to always have the delta in here. And if the delta plus this surpasses this plus 5, which is not... Something is not wrong. Well, something's not wrong, which means it's right. Well, something is wrong. You can make that a meme if you want. Something is not wrong. Well, let us see. Doing simple timers and thinking on them. So you have your delta. This is the constant time always moving past. And so you have your timer. Timer idle animation. And your timer idle animation I'm going to always add to this timer the delta. So it's constantly adding the delta. And we have our idle. If this, as always with the delta thing, it's going to mean well, let's just see how you do deltas. Just make sure. There you go, fantastic. I like it. So the delta is always it's constantly changes with frames. Yeah, but that's what I wanted. It's this small number. So I'm going to add the number in case timer idle animation is if this is lower than timer animation max, if this is lower than this, then I want to move it. And I want to add on our timer plus equals delta. There you go. Else, place the idle. Simple as that. But then, if we move again, we should basically make the timer 0 because we move it. Because we move it, the timer goes to 0 and then it starts again. So let's just see that. So it's looking at us, but just move, there you go, moving, animation's moving just fine. And I'm going to stop. And then after 5 seconds, hopefully, there you go, it's looking at us. Timer working correctly. There you go. After 5 seconds, it's going to look at us. There you go. Great. Working as intended. Now, next thing. What we have to make. Next thing. So let's go to 2D and click on this thing and see the animation. So we have movement. Let's just do the jump because, you know, it's in here. It's kinda going fast. Let's just reduce its speed. Maybe this is a better speed. And go back to script. Now, maybe let's just not be that fast because there's something in here that I want to disable, which is this. So there's, let's just go, you know, the damage can be loopable. Death, not loopable. Over, jump, and this can be loopable. Idle is obviously loopable. Jump, shoulder, over can be loopable. Move, obviously this doesn't matter if it is or not, it's just one sprite. So yeah, working great. Now, looking at our scripts, we need to find jump. So where we have our jump? Where we have our jump? So our Y is 0 something. Do I change direction on Y? Yes, I do. This is just to apply gravity. So add the gravity, there you go. If not is on floor, then it applies gravity. And I can place in here the animation of falling. Else, over, max, over, blah blah blah, over. Is on wall, can wall jump. Direction. So I don't have in here the jump. No, I have the can jump thing in here, so if I go to the... Oh, I probably haven't changed that. Which means the jump is still applied in here. Which is, you know, the velocity on Y is still applied in here. This might change things though. This might change things. Because if I'm on Y and I'm jumping, I want to jump. The animation to jump. Speed equals speed move. So I have speed over. This is in case I'm hovering. This is the up, this is not the jump. I want to jump. So velocity on Y, jump velocity. There you go. Velocity on Y, jump. There you go. So let's just see. I should have something that applies the jump. If not, is on wall, and there's this, and there's that. That's fine. I just want this. Velocity on Y equals jump. Let's just apply the thing in here, because why not? Jump. This is not good practice, because I'm applying movement on delta. And, well, I'm not applying movement on delta, let's be honest. I'm changing the value on the velocity, and then the value on the velocity is applied on the physics process in here. On the move and slide, which applies the, if I'm correctly, the move and slides gets the velocity on the body and applies it. So yeah, if I want it to be correct, I would apply or read the velocity values in here and then apply the correct animations. Which I probably should do. I probably should do that. Because if the velocity on Y is negative, is basically falling, and I want him to have a specific animation if he's falling, with the exception if he's over. If he's over, it's a different thing. Hydrate. Yes indeed, let's drink water. Yes indeed, I drink water, which is healthy, you know? I could be drinking sodas and other beverage like energy drinks and whatnot. These are all bad for you, so, well, it depends. It can be good for you, but most of the time they are bad. Most of the time you have enough sugars in your blood to drink those things. I don't like this in here. I can't leave this in here. I'm sorry. I have to put the jump on a different place. Because I can't. I just can't. The direction is basically the get axis left and right, and the up I just applying the it's not on the floor, it's and velocity is higher or equals 0 and over is higher than 0, then velocity on y equals 0. This is for the over. I don't want the over, I want the jump. The jump gets jump velocity applied directly to the y. What I'm trying to understand is on the over mechanic, if I press up and I'm not on the floor, obviously, and velocity y is higher than 0, do you make it higher when you are falling? Because jump velocity, it's a positive value, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's negative. So we go from 0 to... No. Yes. To jump you need to go negative. Alright. So yeah, if you are jumping, you are going negative. Great. Fantastic. So, before I move, I can do some switch case. And I forgot how to do switch casing here. Isn't y velocity like the measure of your movement along the y-axis? Yes, indeed, that's the thing. The y-axis on Godot it's different from Unity. You are working on negatives, basically. So let's just open paint so just you understand. So, paint time with Kaado. You can make like data transition if you want. Well, let's just do something like... a line will be better. So let's just do something like this, right? You have the X and the Y-axis, right? So you have the X and Y-axis. So, this is positive, right? We have 1, 2, 3 and so on and so forth, right? On Unity, the Y-axis works from 0 and up. So if you want to jump on Unity, you add on Y-axis. So you add like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and you jump. But Godot works differently. So Godot basically works on the monitor coordinates, and the monitor coordinates are read from 0 to 1, 2, 3, whatever, and the 1, 2, 3 for negative, for down, basically. And that's what the X works. And so, if you are in here, you are like in, let's just say, 5. And if you want to go up, for example, jump, what you need to do, you need to apply, for example, -1, or let's just say, just to be more, it doesn't matter, -2, you know? Let's just apply -2, and then the little ball will just jump to -2, you know? It goes to 3. Get it? How the coordinates on Godot works? Why is Godot like this? Well, because coordinates on monitors go from the corner to positive and corner, the upper corner positive. It doesn't start, the coordinates on the monitor doesn't start on the bottom, it starts on the top. It's a programming thing from how it was that class called, that programming class that you basically create your own graphics processing thing. I don't remember the name of that class. Well, in my year, when I wanted to do that class, it wasn't enough students to it, so I just add design 2 again, which is the same things. But I believe Gabi has had that. Yes, you don't remember, I don't remember either. But yeah, when you are programming basically graphical interface, you start to notice that that is upside down basically. So you count the pixels from the top to the right and from the top to the bottom. And so this is how Godot works as well. And Godot applies the coordinates of the pixels the same way in here. Yeah, let's just not start complaining about, you know, master's degree, because you go in another tangent. But yeah, that's how Godot works. It makes sense for me, that because I understand how the engine works behind. But for people that is used for other game engines that, you know, are used for the Lego builds and having the coordinates perfectly reversed and everything works great and fine and rainbows and sunshine, you know? Yeah. Let's just say the y-axis is upside down. Well, it's not upside down, it's starting from the top and goes to the bottom, basically. And you are, well, you are going not on negatives, because in reality you are not going on negatives, because the graphic is basically applying a positive value, you know, because this is not negative, this is positive, by the way. The y-axis on, and you go down, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go on, go forth. This is a positive value, but if you want to go up, you apply negative. So you don't want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you count from the top to the bottom, basically. There you go. That's how Godot works on the y-axis. And so that's why I need to make an if in here. But I didn't want to make an if. I wanted to make a switch thing. How does one make a switch case in here? Is it a match thing? Because I know there's a different name. Give me an example, please. There you go. This is what I want. Yes, indeed. So, let's just do a match. And the match will be velocity. Yes, indeed. Now in velocity we have two values. We have the y and, well, this may be difficult, because I don't know if the match can apply bigger or lower. That's the thing. So 0, 0. 2 dots. Do you work like that? I need to do something. So let's just apply the idle. There you go. And maybe a default, just so he doesn't bother. So there's literal pattern, expression pattern, wildcard pattern, binding pattern, array pattern. Okay, I can have an array, which is good. We are in a good direction. Dictionary, multiple patterns. That's what I wanted. I wanted multiple things. I wanted multiple things. But the thing is, yeah, that's going to be annoying, making every single thing in here. I'm starting to, you know, well, Future God can make these all pretty and nice and sugar and spice, you know. Let's just make things easier for us and just make this work for now. And the way I make this just work for now is just putting this in here and make this jump. And so if I jump, okay, there, yeah, it was as I expected. God damn it. I actually need to do that freaking thing in here about it's touching down. If it's not touching the ground, then it doesn't do nothing in the animation thing. And just make sure, yeah. I can do something like that. Actually, it will need to be inside an if. If velocity is equals to zero, zero, equal dots. Don't forget about that. So invalid operands vector 2 and array for equals. So this is an array. How does one specify an array? Like that? It isn't. But X, I'm just gonna do that. And just copy pasta that, but with the Y. There you go. Save. Yeah. So I'm jumping. Fantastic. Excellent. So I should. The X movement, actually I'm going to delete it. If there's movement on the Y-axis, I want to apply the jump. I don't know why it changes, but it does. Because it detects this and applies the movement and plays the move. And it doesn't matter because it is not in here anymore. So it applies this, and so if I jump, but I move on the air, he applies the other animation. Yeah, this system is poo-poo, to say the least. This is actually poo-poo, to say the least. I'm probably going to make a match system for every single thing in here and have just a match just to check what is the input I want from the I'm receiving, you know, and then I could use that input to do the action inside the match, and then when I do that action I apply the animation. And if I'm doing a certain animation, then I can block other animations. Well, there's actually a thing that I'm starting to think Unity was superior to Godot, was the animation tree, because but no. I think Godot has something like that. Does it? Do you have an animation tree or something like that? Character animation maybe? Do you have an animation tree of some sorts? Maybe you have. Maybe it's something like this. No? So you have that. That's fine. Maybe there isn't. Tracks. There's tracks to these sprites and whatnot. I think Godot had an animation tree thingy. Yes, I think it was implemented in newer versions of Godot. I just can't remember it because I've never made a tutorial for that, to be honest. I only have messed around with animations when I was working on Eksauria, and at that time we hadn't. I think we didn't have the animation tree thing. There's this default, which is the one that I'm using. But an animation tree we do not have. Godot state machine. There's a state machine tutorial. Wow, my flashbang. Jeez. No. Another flashbang. Don't you have dark mode or something? My eyes. I'm sorry for the viewers that actually like dark mode. I don't know what the hell is going wrong. Everything is dark except this. Well, I'm not finding anything useful like a animation state machine or something like that. So let's just, well, think in a way that we can do by hand. But as I'm seeing, we are approaching 8 o'clock. We have already made 1 hour and 45 minutes. Let's just think something that we should do that makes sense. Maybe apply the over just to make things fun for the end. This is the upper region. And this is the floor. If not is on floor, then there's the region thing. But if I'm overing, which is the up key, then I want the animation of over. And if the hover is lower than the max, which is the max that the thing has, multiplied by, let's just say, 20%. If the over is 20% or lower, this is over. Let's just apply a low over. And let's test it. I couldn't see it. Let's just do a 5. Yep. 5 is fine. 5 is just fine. But what is not fine is the fact that this didn't change. Maybe because I'm constantly calling the play, is it? It shouldn't. But it didn't move. Can I get the name of this? Of the current animation? Get child, get whatever, path, tree, report, property, flags. What the hell? But I can get the play in here, but it doesn't show nothing in there. Show me stuff in here. Properties, string name, animation. Thank you. That's what I want. So dot animation. We can go back in here. We can close this one and go back. Animation is different than this. Yes. Let's play. It doesn't still. I'm not understanding. Low over. So 2D play. It moves. Why is he stuck in there? Let's just make it a 6, what is that? Save it. Play. It just doesn't change. Or maybe because he's playing this and then the other, and then this and then the other, and then this other, and then it is always swapping. I get it. Now I get it. But if then I do an else in here, then it gets triggered by this. But if I remove this, and now I do an else. Then it should be fine. Right? Overing. There we go. Fantastic. Obviously there is a bunch of bugs to deal with because, you know, I can show you, because why not? We wouldn't end the stream without a bug. And just to give a quick tip for the modders to start searching for a person to raid. So let's just analyze the bug that I know it exists without even testing it. Which is, I jump, I over, and I start moving. Actually there isn't. Actually the bug isn't what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting to have the same bug as the jump and movement, you know? If I jump it stays with the move thing instead of doing this animation of jumping. What? There is another bug in here, which is now if I move, it doesn't play the thing in here. So we actually we have a bug, yes indeed. If I move now, there isn't it stays on the idle animation instead of the movement animation. So yeah, we have a bug in there. Let's just see if we can fix it really quickly or not. But if we can't fix it really quickly, then it's fine. Doesn't really... Well, future Kaado can always deal with that, as we know. Just make sure, you know, just make sure. Alright. Oh, it has to do with this bullshit in here. Right. So it has to do with this bullshit in here. So this needs to be in that state and the X as well. So there you go. Now this spins around. The jump does the jump thing. Now, if I jump, it doesn't override the movement on air. It doesn't matter. It just gives that flick. Doesn't matter. But the animation is there. Then I just need to fix or see a better transition or whatnot. Then there is the over, and then depletion of the over. And then, of course, in future time, you know, future CAD can always do the over movement to the sides to be prettier. But as the time is over, that's it for today. And before we go out, let's just make the music go bye-bye and do the outro, of course. So don't forget, we have other, you know, platforms. We don't only stream on Twitch. So this stream and previous streams are always going to be available on YouTube. So any previous stream is already in there. This stream is probably going to be on YouTube next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, when we get to upload that, but it will be there. So if you want to rewatch that, and obviously subscribe for and follow us in here for future things. We are always on other platforms as well, so you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. It's now called X because, you know, Elon Musk. Instagram and other platforms as well. If you want to talk with us, we are on Discord as well. We like to talk with people there, you know, and there's always some sneak peeks and whatnot that goes in there that, you know, might show things that's going to be in our game in the future and whatnot. Maybe they're secrets, maybe not, who knows. But yeah, we like to use Discord as well. So join us on our and follow us on our platforms to know when it's going to be the next stream. I don't know if it's going to be Wednesday or Friday. Probably just Friday. Probably more game development. Who knows? What I know, it's we are going to be confirmed back in here next week. Probably on the same time. And probably with the same shenanigans. So I hope you have enjoyed the stream and see you next time. Bye bye. And now just waiting for the raid. There you go.